Hello guys, welcome back to another episode. So today I've got a big company which specializes mostly on the farming side. You know, nowadays we don't have much rain for our crops. So what they are doing, they are trying to make it easier for the farmers so that you may harvest more. So all those things that you are going to see here, they might help you when you are doing your crops, be it for sunlight, be it for rainfall. They aid from that. So how are you, say?
I'm fine, thank you.
How is the business?
Yeah, we are trying considering that this year we received more rains, so our customers, basically farmers, are happy and they are ready to invest in farming. Wow. Unlike last year, it was more dry and people were not even willing to invest in agriculture.
Yeah, that's right. As for someone who don't understand the types of the climates, are we expecting rain isn't from the coming days or what?
Yeah, nowadays the climate is changing. Yes. And we cannot have a defined pattern of rains or temperatures. So it's the reason why we are encouraging farmers to swift to change into smart agricultural structures or agricultural systems. These ones, they will cater for that gap that is being created by climate change. So you'd find that we used to know long back that per decade or per 10 years, we will have only 2 years of drought. That is 91, 92, if you know the issue of 81, 82 drought. But nowadays, we are now encountering, or we are now having at least 4 to 5 droughts per decade. So it means there is a change that is happening within our droughts and within our climate. So we need to have structures in place and systems in place that can cover us from that issue.
That's true. You know, looking from these structures that are surrounding us, I see that you are specializing on cows, you are specializing on fish farming, you're also specializing on crops. What are you specializing more on?
Yeah, we are basically doing smart, modern agricultural structures that allow farmers to produce more using less, considering that there is climate change, and we are covering crops and animals. As for animals, we have systems, animal handling equipments. These ones, they are cheaper compared to old traditional plunge dips. We have spray races. They are faster to construct, easy to construct, and they are movable. We no longer need those structures that lock value to the land, because some of the farmers are renting the places, and some of the farmers, they might change their model or their business strategy, where they might change from animals to crops. So we need to have a design or a facility that allows us to shift from one point to another point. We are not the ones who determines the market. So the market will then determines what we must produce. So everything that we are designing must accommodate any changes.
Okay.
So as for animals, we have these animal handling equipment, like I'm saying. We have digital scales, we have neck clamps, we have body clamps, we have the spray race, and these ones, they don't affect the animal stress level. When animals are stressed, they don't go on a hit quickly, so it means they are not going to multiply very fast. So when you are using those ropes and saying, penga, you are stressing that animal, and that animal is not going to feed at the rate it must feed, and it's not going to grow at the rate that it must, and we are going to have diseases affecting them as well. As we talked about the climate change, we are saying we are now having new type of diseases on both crops and animals. So these smart agricultural structures, they cover you on that as well.
All right.
That is for the animal sides. Yes. And for the crop sides, we are doing irrigation systems, we are doing greenhouses. Greenhouses, it's a controlled environment. Yes. And all these structures that I'm talking about, they can be automated. You can control them using your phone. In business, you need to have control and to have access of whatever is happening at the farm. I know people don't believe in briefcase farming. I believe in briefcase farming. What you need only is systems. You need systems that governs the growth of your crops to be in place, that govern the growth of your animals to be in place. So that's what we are doing for crops. We are doing irrigation, we are doing greenhouses for animals, we are doing these animal handling equipments. And in business, the most important thing that we are seeing climate affecting us with is water. We need water for both animals and for both crops. We need water. So we designed galvanized steel tanks. These ones as well, they are faster, cheaper, and easy to construct when compared to old traditional brick and mortar tanks. Those ones, tanks, they are expensive, and they cannot be moved from one place to another. And we are seeing a great change when it comes to galvanized steel tanks. They can grow big up to 1 million liter tank, and we can do that in a space of 2 weeks. But with a brick and mortar, you can't do that. And if a brick and mortar cracks because of load, because of weight, the ground might move, and if it cracks, you can't repair that one. But a steel galvanized tank, you can repair that one as well.
All right. On that one, you know, I saw there was a video that I saw on Wodemaya's videos. There was like this one. Can you use this one for fish farming?
Yes, only what you need is water. So if there is water, you can then do your fish farming. A number of fish is proportional to the amount of water. So at the end of the day, if the water is stagnant, you need to put a pump inside that forms bubbles for you to add oxygen. But if you are frequently loading new water, there's no need for that. Your fish can, your tank will have more oxygen from the new water that is coming in.
So you mean the more you change the water, it will remain the oxygen inside?
Exactly.
Wow.
The new water is coming with oxygen. Then the water that is already in the tank is being is the one that is giving oxygen to the fish. So that oxygen will then be depleted.
Also, it's now good for the people to use this one compared to those ones.
Brick and mortar, brick and mortar. So you'd find that our structures here, we are developing them from brick and mortar, all of them. And when we are developing them, in terms of efficiency. We are developing them in terms of producing high quality and durability. So you'd find that a spray race is more of like a replacement of a plunge dip, that old traditional dipping system. And a galvanized tank, it's a replacement of old traditional brick and mortar tanks. And a greenhouse, it's a replacement of an open field farming where you don't have any control.
Okay. So looking at this structure which is here, you know, I always ask people. You know, I always ask people about what they are doing for those people which are not in Zimbabwe on modernizing their farming things. You know, looking at this structure, is there any format that you can say this person might track the cows that they are being dipped here?
Yes, we have what we call animal tracking system. We have what we call greenhouse monitoring system and animal monitoring system. So with that animal monitoring system, is just we are using a chip that we program, and we are using sensors on points where we need to have information recorded. So it's either we put that chip on a tag, we label it, or we program it, we put information on that tag, the breed, the date of birth of that animal, or we can put it under the skin, like Jadeo. What we do on Jadeo is under the skin. Even if that animal is stolen, you can still find it because it's just a small chip. So with that system, wherever you are, I know farming it's considered as an old form of business, an old form of industry, where people are saying it's need more attention than what the other industry don't require much time. So we are modernizing it. We are automating it in a way that you can see using your phone what is happening at your farm, wherever you are. Even if you are attending a funeral or a wedding or you are outside the country, you can see what the number of your animals, what is happening on them, the number that the time that they are being moved from the crow to the fields. And you can even see using Google Maps, you can even locate where your animal are, and you can put boundaries where you can be informed if the animals crossed that boundary, and you can notify whoever is on the ground, and the one on the ground can have that same system as well. So today is a day for dipping. If they start to dip, you will then receive messages. Byron dipped, Captain dipped, you receive information and can be stored in a Google Drive, and this gives us correct or accurate information about the weight, because we connected this to the scale. You receive messages of the weight of each and every animal. So if the animal is gaining weight, you can notice it, and if it's losing, you can notice it, and if they are dipping, you can notice it. The time they are moving to water, from water, we can put sensors at the gates, at the door of the crow, at the spray race, at the neck clamp, or at the scale. When the animal passes through that, you get that information. So it's now easier. You can't be told that all the animals are in. Or you can check. You can just check. There's no need for you to ask.
Pertaining on that chip, can you use it as in for tracking the dogs? Can you use also?
Yes, it can be used. What I will do, I will show you. I have a small model like. I will show you how. I will demonstrate how it works.
I think you should also form another chip for the people also. They can use it because the way you are telling us that you can trace it wherever you are, which means even for people it can also work. So I think let's look on this one. So what do we have? What do we have here?
So this is a demo of a greenhouse. Here we are trying to show the type of plastic that we use. For crops, it's not an ordinary plastic. We have properties that we require this plastic to have for it to be called a greenhouse plastic. Things like light diffusion. When the sun rises, they have to be splitted so that we avoid sun scorching on the crops and on the fruits inside the greenhouse. So this is what we call 40% shade net. This is this part on front. It forms the ventilation so that we regularize the temperatures inside. It's called 40% shade net because it allows 60% of the sunlight to pass through, and 40% of the sunlight is being shed. Is the reason why. This is basically for crops. We have many shade nets. Some they go up to 80% shade nets that are being used for carports, but for greenhouses you need 40% shade net. And the greenhouses, they can be of wooden type and a metal type. For these metal types, they are for a long-term investment. Any project that lasts more than 10 years, we group it under long-term projects. Those projects that are under 10 years, we group them under short-term projects. So for a wooden greenhouse, it lasts for about 10 years, so it's for a short term. This one, I said it's metal and it goes under the bracket of a long term because it lasts for 20 years. Then when it comes to payback periods, after doing your production inside, this one has a longer payback period because it's a bit expensive compared to a wooden one. This one, it has a 2-year payback period. A wooden one, it has a 1-year payback period. But greenhouses is the way to go because of climate change. In winter, you are covered. As you can see that our temperatures are now becoming extreme temperatures, extreme cold, extreme hot. We started to experience issues of heat wave. That one, it's a new language in our continent. Heat waves is because of climate climate change, but with this one, temperatures are being regulated with plastic, so you won't have issues of your crops being affected by high temperatures or very low temperatures. So that's the science behind greenhouse. It's more like you are creating your own greenhouse effect in this room, so that's why it is called greenhouse.
For someone who's watching this video and you want to buy or you want to invest on these products which you are seeing here, do you create even some payment plan? Do you do that?
Yes, actually we have an MOU with this company called Bridgevest Investment. That one is more on helping old retired civil servants and those active civil servants as well. They can be financed through that system. We are in a joint venture of making sure that farmers are getting what they deserve to get so that they can produce more for our country. And also, yes, we accept payment plans. We have to discuss with the customer to make sure that we make an arrangement that suits both of us so that we can produce something in line with maybe the plan of the customer.
Oh, I'm seeing this structure here. What is it, this one?
Right, this one is a demo for a steel shed. Like I was saying,
yes,
and our story will still remain the same.
Right.
Modern smart structures, they are cheaper, faster, and easy to construct. So this one was developed from old traditional brick and mortar shed. We now have steel sheds. As you can see nowadays in the construction industry, you'd see anyone who is doing a big structure will start by setting up a shed, a big shed. Even churches, even warehouses, even big factories, they start by setting up a big, then they will then have some bricks covering all the gaps. Some they will just go for roofing sheets covering the whole structure. The thing is, this shed can be removed from one point to another point, so you don't look value to the land, and you can resell it. If you want to sell it, you can resell it. If you are renting, you can move from one point to another point. Unlike brick and mortar shed now, you have to destroy everything, and you can't take anything from that.
That's true.
And this one also, it's faster to construct, and it's stronger than brick and mortar. Steel is stronger than concrete, as we know, but the combination of them will make it nice also. But this one also, the thing is, it's cheaper compared to brick and mortar. When it comes to time, you can finish this in a shorter space of time, and when it comes to also durability, this is more lifespan than the brick and mortar. So we are even in agriculture, we are encouraging farmers to do these modern smart structures. We call them modern because they are being developed from old traditional structures, and when we are developing them, we are considering efficiency, cost, durability. So this is the new model.
All right. What about for someone maybe who wants to do like poetry?
Exactly.
Would you?
Yeah, you set up this first structure, then you do it becomes faster and cheaper than like you go brickwork only. It becomes expensive, number one, because you need more labor on that thing, and it becomes fixed on that point. You can't move it anyway. If you want to destroy it, you don't get anything from it. But you know, there's no concrete scrap. You can't sell concrete scrap, but you can sell even steel scrap. Meaning to say, if you can destroy it in a way that you cannot reuse it, you can then still sell steel again.
Yeah, that's true. And how many designs do you have for these types of shades?
We have an open shed like this one. It's just a roof and columns standing. We have a semi-closed. we close halfway, or we close the other party. That can be used as a storeroom. The other party can be used for parking, and we have a fully closed. So we have 3 types, and we have a fully closed that can be closed right round, and it becomes a complete closed warehouse or a shed.
So for someone who don't know about farming, what do we have like here?
Yeah, this one is called a neck clamp. So when you want to dose your animals, or you want to operate them, or treat wounds and the like, it becomes easier if you use this one. You just clamp it using this handle. Just close it, and it then hold the animal on the neck, and it means you are now, you yourself, you are safe. There's no issues of being kicked or being
so you can even use it for milking the cow. Can you use it
not this one. For milking, it's though this one makes an animal to relax, and you do your operations without that much fidgeting and the like, because it feels safe. Because it's an environment that looks protective to the animal. But when you are milking, there is a setup also that is more like a milking parlor. Animals should be relaxed, less stressed. Is the reason why you see kumamisha, they have to bring that young one. Yombotanga yamwa, then the mother relax again, then mukakotanga kubuda. It's the issue of stress. If you stress an animal that is being milked, it won't give you much. So you need an environment that is conducive for. So sometimes you would feed the mother so that relax, eats some milk and get more milk.
All right. So I wanted to ask about Agro Rocket. Do you mainly focus on the raw materials, or you also manage other farmers which are doing their projects? Do you do that? All right?
Yeah, basically, if we do a greenhouse for you, we then give you an agronomist. An agronomist will advise you and give you much insights concerning market, seeds, how to apply fertilizers. It's like he's holding your hand and directs you so that you produce good quality and the produce that is needed in the market. So we work hand in hand with you. If you get our products, we then give you after sales service in form of agronomic support. So we do that in that way.
All right. So guys, you hear from the man himself. I'm going to put the address. I think I should just mention the address. It's number 4 Richwell Merrick Park. Just you turn in Sherwood, then you turn at the shops of Merrick Park. That's where they are found. And I'm also going to put the number so that you get in touch with them if you need any services. Thank you.